put on my comfy outfit and I'm gonna manspread a little because now we're gonna talk about wig styling. I've been struggling to think of motivation of any characters that I really want to cosplay for a while. I started watching, not Assassination Classroom, Classroom of the Elite, and it is so good. It is really good. Maybe like one or two too many shots of the chest or butt regions of the high school girls. However, the show itself is incredible. I want to cosplay Ayanokoji, who's the main character, and he was kind of like boring at first, I thought, but then he became cool. So I'm gonna take you onto my wig styling journey. I did start a little bit, I didn't do too much. I just shaved like this little because he has like the little shorter bits at the bottom and then it kind of goes into like a triangle. This is not a good description. It goes into like a little triangle-ish like that, and then whoosh. So that's the look I'm going for. I'm going for a whoosh whoosh. But yeah, I used the wig that I already had that Epic Cosplay Wigs sent me, so thank you so much, Epic Cosplay Wigs. And it kind of has been in the back of my closet for a long time and I forgot about it. It's actually so nice quality. Like, I've been ripping up some of the wefts because I'm going to style like the front and stuff differently. Like, it was like really well sewn in, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I'm going to take you to this location, which is the couch behind me because that's where all my shit is. Okay, I'm over here now. I'm recording my, I'm holding my phone because I'm recording my voice on here in case you can't hear me from over there. Here we are in the wig zone with the wig head. Isn't this color kind of perfect for Ayanokoji? Like, his hair is kind of gingery, sometimes kind of brown, so I went for like a dark orange. I should actually pull up a picture of him. One moment. Now I feel like a reporter. Anyways, I'm working on this wig. As you can see, it is very fluffy. I have worked on it a little bit already. I removed the wefts in the front because he's gonna have like a little kind of hair. So I'm gonna actually glue these. Here are the wefts that I've chopped off and glued. I'll show you how to make some as well. And I've also got a little chop already on his back side. No, his under hair section. Now I'm here again. So step one is to look at your wig for a very long time. Study your wig to see where all the pieces are, like if you need to remove any of the hairs, because like it is quite thick, so I removed actually some of the wefts in the middle just to thin it out, and I'll also further thin it out as I cut it, but I didn't want to take out too much initially. It's kind of dark in the back. Hold on. So this wig head is quite small because my head is quite small. So it's good to have a wig head that's pretty similar to your head size. You know the piece that goes behind the ear? I often have to chop it off because otherwise it leaves a lot of excess in the back. This one is sewn around the ear, so it'll be a little bit hard to cut off. But this is what I mean about how well made it is. Like, they really made sure that everything's covered, that you don't see any exposed felt here, like this one. So I'm gonna continue shaving off the back of his head and hoping that I don't mess up. It's actually not too bad in terms of height. I'm gonna shave it down just slightly and then also maybe bring in the sides a bit more. I'm really scared of using this. I believe this is very dangerous. So if you are young, don't do this. And if you're an adult, I hold no responsibilities for you. You know what, that's okay actually. And then, okay, I'm just gonna clean up the other side a little bit too. Okay, let's just do that for now. I don't know, I might get back to it. So that's the under bit. And then now we're gonna do the over bit. Before I do the hairline, I want to thin out his, like, you know. So I'm gonna first shaggy it out. Look at him. He's beautiful, but not quite Ayanokoji. So I'm just going to chop. I think maybe to, I'm looking over there because I'm looking at the picture. Maybe like there, 2 inches perhaps. Perhaps this is 3. I don't know how long an inch is. Peekaroos here. So first I'm just gonna comb out the zones, the hair zones. Yeah, let's just cut there. One sec. Maybe this is regret. Maybe this is okay. We will see. I'm literally just gonna like do a little cut because I'm gonna fix it later. Okay, that was just to get an idea of the length, and I'm just going to... I like to cut kind of at an angle, sort of like this, so that it kind of feathers out as you cut down. Not so blunt because that is just to kind of get an idea of the length, but you can fix it later by kind of cutting upwards as well, like this, to make it a little bit more, less extreme, I suppose. No, that's not the right word. Less, I'm going to cut it now. I'll use this razor that has like teeth on the end and there's a razor in the middle to kind of thin out the wig. It helps with like feathering out the hair more. So you basically just take like a section of the hair and then you literally just like rub up against it and it cuts down and it removes some hair. I have no reason of when I use or how I use it. It's just the vibes when I feel like using it. If it's a little bit too blunt, because his hair kind of has like a bit of like a gradient upwards and to a point. So if you want it to be less choppy as you do that. Right now, I thinned it out a whole bunch and just like pulling up, oh, let me turn this way, pulling up pieces of the hairs to see how far it would actually stick up when I put it out. And I feel like I'm gonna keep it like this for now. I'll probably take it even shorter, but just for styling purposes, I don't want to cut it too much. I want to work on the little front bangs. They kind of go, the longest bang on his face kind of goes just below his eye, like maybe there. So I'm gonna go for somewhere around there, I guess. Forgot it's 7 and I have to cook dinner, so I'm probably gonna steam this and I'll make dinner, and then perhaps I will continue this video in the nighttime or another day. Oh, why am I standing so far to the back? I already said everything though, so I'm gonna cook dinner and I'll be back later. I forgot, I said I was gonna steam first. This steamer is super powerful, which is nice. Oh wait, I'm in the back again. So basically what steaming does is it kind of just like flattens it all, and it actually helps shape too because there's heat. The plastic stays up when it's hot. However, it doesn't get too hot to the point where it burns the wig, which is a nice thing. So like there's no chance you're gonna burn it because it's just water vapor. Something's in my eye. Okay, okay, it's starting. I'm gonna stop talking and show you the steam. A comb and the steamer, and I'll just kind of like comb through and steam it. And as you can see, it's immediately already going down. Oh, all the pieces that I thinned out are already coming out too. So you just basically go down like this. And you can do it for every single layer if you want to be precise with it, but I don't really care. Like this. This hasn't been cut yet, but if I wanted this to be shaped kind of like in the direction, like that, I can just steam it. Maneuver it with my comb to get the right direction. It'll stay like that too. Highly recommend a good steamer. It helps you steam your clothes too. So if you bring your cosplays in a luggage to a con somewhere, then it helps that as well. We are so back. The kids say. I realized that my camera was on autofocus, so it was pulling in and out of focus. So hopefully now it'll stay focused on just the head. Basically what I did off camera, as I mentioned, was I just steamed the whole wig. I did oh, there's still little pieces of hair coming out. Just did like a bit of a trim all around to make it like more short in the front and long in the back. Oh, one more thing I did was I changed the hairline. Get one of these little combs with a little sharp bit at the bottom and like draw the line. Comb it over and then use your steamer to like redirect. Now I will shape it some more, and you can see it's still quite messy, like there's little extra bits coming off of it. So I might just try and steam it upwards just to see what it looks like. Continue to snip from there. Now we're gonna steam it flippy up. Literally just pull up pieces of hair and steam it, and it should stay. And I'm just gonna see what it looks like to get an idea of the length and the shape. So I'm flipping this an extreme amount just because I want to get an idea of the shape, because I want this bottom part to be cut shorter so like it gradients out. Okay, so I steamed all around this wig part just so I can see like the points, and then just so that I can see like here I want it to slowly gradient out, and I think this is still a little bit too long. I'm not going to flip it out this far, but I'll still probably flip it out like to maybe there, like there. So I'll cut off another like ½ an inch and then slowly gradient this out so it's shorter down here, and then it gets longer towards the end, and then this part I will flatten down as well. So you can see all the holes that I have in my mannequin here. These are from accidentally gluing my hair onto the mannequin and then having to rip it out. I don't recommend gluing directly onto the mannequin. Like, make sure you're gluing onto this felt so that you're leaving some space for error. Here's a section of the weft that I cut off from the wig before I started. I should have mentioned that. Cut off a few pieces of your weft so that you can make it into the hairline. If this is too thin on its own, if I just cut it here, that's too thin for it to be a hairline. I just fold it over, so it's about like probably 3 inches in total. I'm going to fold it into 3 sections, around like that. Now you can see it's a lot thicker. I'm just going to cut off the part that they sewed, and you can see in this wig that they did like some back combing, so it's thicker here. I do not want that, so I'm going to cut it off, and I'll show you. It's very satisfying. So first you cut just like right up to the edge here, because I don't have a lot of hair real estate because these are quite short hairs. So I'm going to cut about there, and you can see it's super thick here because of all the back combing extra hairs. I'm going to take a fine tooth comb, and then I'm just going to brush out the ends and like the thinnest possible, like there's two sides, I'm going to use the thinner side. And then look, it just all came out. Isn't that not the most satisfying thing ever? So this is all like the back combing part, you can tell because it's hard. And then it leaves all just like the soft section here, which is great. So I'm going to glue this section of hair into one little piece. And do not glue all the way to the end here. I made this mistake because if you glue all the way to the end, then it becomes very sharp and you spike your head. and like it doesn't look as natural too. So I'm gonna glue just to this, like around there, just before, to leave some sections for trimming. I learned this from my friend Cappy because I did this with my Rain Ames wig and it's painful to wear. I'm going to use clear tacky glue. This one is Aleene's premium quality tacky glue. You can use, if you don't have this specific one, I'm sure there's other ones, just make sure it's clear and not white. I'll put like that much. Can you see how much this is? So I'm going to rub it, like just push it in first, and then whatever's on my finger I'm going to put onto the back side. And then I'm just going to rub it back and forth to blend it together. And I'm just going to like start rubbing upwards, but not all the way to the ends, just to blend it in. It's pretty firm. I'm going to let this dry leave it overnight usually. Repeat this until I have enough hairs that I think would cover my entire hairline. Hello and welcome to wig styling day 3. So far it's taken 3 or 4 hours, but then by the time we're almost finished. Well, we have a lot of styling to do, so I anticipate another hour-ish at least. I glued down all of the wefts and I pinned them here with pins. So I tried steaming down the section to see how it falls, to make sure, because I was worried, as I think I mentioned, I was worried that this was going to be too short, but this actually looks maybe okay, so we'll see how it is when it's actually on. I'm going to trim this hairline first just to make it cleaner. There's a few spaces in the middle. I think I can hide it. If not, I might glue a few more on. Okay, I've trimmed down the hairline a little bit. I was matching the picture and his hairline is pretty straight, but it has like a little bit of like a on this hairline because that's just how it's drawn. And then otherwise these should cover kind of like this, so this side doesn't really matter too much. This middle part, I might have to add some hair, I'm thinking, but I'm going to try and steam it anyways and then see what happens. Okay, I think that actually looks pretty good. I was able to hide the center bit a little bit. It's still kind of peeking through, but I think it's not too visible. So I think it's okay. I'm just going to start cleaning up the sides where it's kind of crazy still, and then start shaping it now. So in order to get it like tight to my face, I'm going to steam down the side pieces here. Yeah, like these side bits, because if you steam it, then you can get it like right close to your face, because my face shape kind of goes like inwards, so if I leave it out, then it kind of sticks out, which is a bit strange looking. I'm also going to glue it down after, but this helps with like the shaping. This part here, I'm going to use my comb to like comb it into the shape I want, like here, and like I'm going to press it against the mannequin, and I'm just going to push it on, and you see how it kind of sticks. But then I'm going to use one of these pins with like the flat top to pin it down so that it doesn't go anywhere when it dries, because I want it to dry like this. Okay, so you see how it's kind of stuck there? I'll do the same on this side. And you want to do that with a fair amount of speed before it dries down, otherwise it'll move again. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that while I do the rest of the styling. The materials I'm going to use is my steamer if I need it to kind of like get the floof back, a straightener to... Once I get the general shape I want, I'll hit it with some Got To Be Free spray. I need some more actually, this is pretty empty. But this is really great for keeping a hold onto your wigs. And then I'll additionally use Got To Be styling gel. It's invisible hold, it says, but it's really good as well for keeping a strong stick without it being like unmalleable. unmalleable because I also have the spiking gel, which is like a yellow tube, which is also really good for spiking, but it's a little bit too sharp for me and less natural looking. Like I want it to still kind of look fairly natural, you know? I'm gonna use my steamer and this tooth comb and just flatten it down. My steamer is quite strong, so this is pretty fast and easy. Sometimes I'll even press the nozzle against the wig very lightly, just because it'll then, it's kind of like a straightener in that sense, but I don't do it too hard or for too long. Just brush it against it. Now using my straightener, I'm just going to grab a piece and then just kind of like flip it out. I just realized that he has actually a few like shorter pieces up top, so I'm just gonna cut those at random wherever I feel like. Okay, here is the finished wig for Ayanokoji from Classroom of the Elite. I took some of the Got to Be Invisible gel, rubbed it between my fingers and kind of like grabbed sections just to pull it out. Like here, you can see it's kind of like grouped together. That's because I just kind of like rubbed my fingers, like very little amount, and like just kind of kept pulling at it. I'll show you, I guess, all of it. From the side, and then the back. The back is just, it's not great. It's just like a little, I always forget to style the back, but this one I just kind of like continue to do the flippy bits. You can see the part where his hair is shorter here. And I might even cut this bit a little bit shorter after I try it on, I'll see. And oh yeah, and then after I finished styling it, I just took some scissors and I cut all the little like stray pieces of hairs that are around. I literally just like cut little hairs off that looked out of place. And there you go.